Hello fellow book readers, I'm Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. Today I am celebrating my golden birthday. So I thought no better way to celebrate my golden birthday than by reading only golden books. That being said, let's get started. The first book that I read, I actually messed up and already gave my recap on in my January monthly recap. So I'm not going to talk about it again, I guess. Just go check out the video that I've linked above if you want to see my review of that book. But the book was Endgame The Calling, which as you can see has this lovely straight gold cover. This book is basically about a group of 12 kids from different family lineages, and they are each competing to save the world and decide who to save in the world. And so they're going on this quest around the earth to find some keys to win in this competition. Like I mentioned, go check the video above if you want to see my full review of that book. The next book I read was Realm Breaker, which again, very gold metallic-y kind of cover. This book is basically about a group of people who didn't know each other prior to this, but they're banding together to go on a journey to defeat evil in the land. So it's a very stereotypical fantasy or going on a journey, a mishmash of characters kind of book. The first thing I would say about this book is that it starts off with a prologue that is just so long, and there's so many characters and ideas, world building stuff presented in the prologue that it was just kind of a lot right off the bat. And then I feel like that was kind of taken into the rest of the book too. And not only because there were so many characters, but because we switch perspectives so many times between all of these characters. And so it was just a lot of information for sure. You can see how thick this book is. It's a lot. In any fantasy book like this, there's going to be a lot of world building to obviously get you into the world. This is the first book, you would expect that, but it dragged me down at points. It just was a little bit too much, and this might be just because I haven't been really feeling fantasy as much recently, and so if I'm not in the mood for it, it just makes it all a little bit harder to read. So it might have been my fault for just not being in the mood for it right now, but that's what it was for me. Overall, I gave it a 3.25. I definitely would be interested in reading the next books, just maybe when I'm actually in the mood for fantasy. The next book I read was This Woven Kingdom, and this book was actually the book that gave me the idea to do this whole video, because the original cover, not this Illumicrate edition, but the original cover is another that is just bright gold. The entire cover is just gold. And so while I'm discussing this, just imagine the other cover so that it fits in with the theme, because that's what I was imagining before this is the book that I got. And it's gorgeous, I love the cover, but it's just not what I imagined for this video. Anyways, this one again is another thick fantasy book. However, this story still drew me in more than the last one. This one is more focused on just two characters and you get 2 points of view rather than however many it was in that book. This book is about our two main characters. One is a servant who is actually the long lost princess of a different realm. And the other character is the prince of this current realm who has been told his entire life through prophecies that there's going to be someone who is of danger to him. This girl gets involved with this prince and he doesn't know that she is the one that they've been foretelling about. And so it's just a very interesting story to see where it goes and how these two characters interact with each other. There was like good pacing and it was consistently keeping me interested while developing the story. And honestly, I just liked the characters of this book. Like, I really liked our main female character and her trying to hide and be a servant to not be noticed or seen by anyone. Oh, I completely forgot to mention as well. So she has like a demon or like the devil who like speaks to her and like is interested in her and like speaks in riddles. And so that was also a very interesting aspect of like her character and like what was going on. So I don't know, I just thought that was interesting as well. So overall, I gave this one a 4.0 and I am definitely excited for when the next book will come out. The next book that I read was Grown, and look at this stunning cover. Love that. However, I just want to say before we start out discussion of this book, there are quite a few trigger warnings. Like, this is not a lighthearted book. So definitely like there's assault, sexual assault, like manipulation, abuse, like mental abuse and domestic abuse, and like just so much more that I'm sure I'm not capturing right now. So definitely look those up if you're interested in reading this book, and just make sure that you are doing what is best for you and keeping yourself safe. So that being said, this book is about a girl who goes to like a singing competition and she gets interest from this like famous musician, and he's like really interested in her singing, and so he offers to take her and like kind of train her, get her some stage time, like all this stuff. And so she'll go with him, and that's when this strange, manipulative, abusive, like restrictive relationship starts. One of the key themes is that she is 17 years old and he is, I forget, like 28 or something like that. And so there's like this clear like power difference between the two. She is a poor Black girl who is trying to, you know, make it in this industry that she was just introduced to. And then there's this already famous like star who is giving her interest, but is like older, has money, like all these different things that give him more power in the relationship, and he definitely abuses that. So this entire book is about that relationship and what that relationship is doing with her other relationships, like her family and friends, and like she is being cut off from them. These chapters are so short, and like the whole book just goes so quickly. Like, similar to my opinions on It Ends With Us, which I discussed in my Colleen Hoover video, which I'll link up above, as well as My Dark Vanessa, which I reviewed in my 2021 year-end recap. So I will link that above as well. I appreciated the story to be able to get a better understanding of people and let, you know, individuals who have been in similar circumstances have a voice even if they can't speak out for themselves. So that's one aspect that I definitely liked about it, but like it's not an easy read, and like it will be draining and just like leave a pit in your stomach. So I ended up giving this book a 4.0. And then the last golden book that I read for my golden birthday is Star Daughter. And this book is about our main character who is half star and half human, because similar to like Zeus and the gods, like they would come to Earth, fall in love, and like make children who are half and half. So she is half star and half human. And she's coming up to her 17th birthday, and she just keeps hearing the stars calling to her because of some things that happen in the book. She actually ends up going up to the stars and spending time with like her grandma and her mother. And up in this star realm, they actually have a competition that she's participating in, because stars can be muses for artists, whether it's like painting or sculpting or music or anything. Stars are like muses and inspire artists. So that's what this competition is all about. And our main character is a singer, and so this just gave me like real American Idol but stars kind of vibes. Like there's a competition and she's singing. I would say that sometimes it was a little bit slow because she's brand new to this whole star realm, and so she is trying to figure out a lot, and like those times when she's trying to learn and figure out the world, it just was a little slow at times. However, the whole concept of the book I just thought was very intriguing, so I really enjoyed it. Those were the 5 golden books that I read for my golden birthday. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. And if you've made it to the end of this video, leave the little birthday cake emoji down below so that I know that you got to the end. Until next time, keep reading. Thanks. Bye.